It's the Premier League wrap-up show, and let's look at the matches played on the 29th of April and that solitary game on the Monday on the 30th. Let's start on Sunday then. Manchester and North London collided, and first up were the champions at the London Stadium. It wasn't much of a contest, but we did witness another masterclass from Guardiola's men, even without Aguero, David Silva and company. Moyes continued to lead both Carroll and Hernandez on the bench, and Adrian was in for Hart, who can't play against his parent club. Well, West Ham were on the back foot right from the start, and a nasty late challenge by Noble on De Bruyne gave a hint of how West Ham would play. I was incensed by this type of challenge, as it could have led to an injury that could have forced the Belgian to miss the World Cup. However, he played on, thank goodness. The ref took no action. Anyway, on 12 minutes, the first goal, Sane running direct at goal unleashed a shot on target, and with a helpful deflection of Evra's leg, it slided into the net with Adrian helpless. 1-0 City. Okay, 26 minutes, Adrian off his line to a through ball to Jesus, and it ended up going out to De Bruyne, who got to the byline and whisked it across goal, and Rice and Zabaleta managed to get in a muddle trying frantically to clear, and it went off one of them into the net. So, presents for West Ham, and City certainly don't need presents. They were in total control, and Arnautovic was left totally frustrated and isolated. That meant the game was being played in West Ham's half. And then just before the break, a free kick just outside the area, and then Cresswell hit a sweet left-hand strike that beat Edison. So they were back in it. It was 2-1. The crowd anticipated a rally from West Ham in the second half, and it was quickly quelled when Sterling and Jesus linked up for the Brazilian to coolly slot home City's third on 51 minutes. 5 minutes later, Sterling was clearly brought down in the area, but the ref waved play on. Fernandinho, captain for the day, was running the midfield, and he sent Sterling down the right and then ran into the blocks to collect Sterling's pinpoint pass, and that was it. 4-1, 63 minutes. Guardiola rang the changes. Yaya Toure came on for Gundogan and immediately looked like he had played in the centre of City's midfield all season, even though it was only his 9th appearance. Most of those from the bench. City could have had more, but they cantered to the finish line, and Moyes, thankful the defeat wasn't larger. So to Old Trafford. Arsenal, the visitors, Wenger's last appearance at the Theatre of Dreams, and Ferguson presented him with a commemorative vase. Rashford and Martial were still on the bench, with Mata sitting next to them. Arsenal, they had no Cech, Ozil, Wiltshire or Lacazette. I guess Wenger's saving them for the Europa League semi-final on Thursday. Anyway, Wenger's last appearance, and he selected the youngsters, and they did pretty well. It was a bright opening, 15 minutes, but then Pogba reacted the quickest to a Lukaku cross that Sanchez headed goalward. Bellerin managed to keep the header out, but Pogba was there on the volley to slot it high into the net. There was a good response from the Gunners. Mkhitaryan went very close after a neat build-up on 35 minutes. A further effort from Aubameyang before the break, and then into the second half on 50 minutes, Lukaku was subbed following a knock. This seemed to disjoint United, and Mkhitaryan hit a smooth strike, and it was 1 each on 50 minutes, with United's defence looking very slow to react to the imminent danger. Both managers made changes, and although United had the lion's shares of possession, little was getting to Rashford playing up front. However, as the seconds were counting down in injury time, a cross from Young, and Fellaini on as a sub connected with his head, and it drifted into the top corner. I could hardly describe it as a header. It was really more ball hitting head. Anyway, 2-1 to the Red Devils. Slightly fortunate, but Mourinho happy to snatch the win. Of course, poor old Wenger, another loss at Old Trafford. It has not been a happy hunting ground for him. Okay, the goal of the week, that includes Saturday's action, of course. Saha's first goal for Palace against Leicester. Just one point on the Monday night match. I only saw very brief highlights of this, and Spurs cantered to a 2-0 win. Goals from Dele Alli and Kane either side of the break. By all accounts, though, they weren't that impressive. So that's your wrap.